Sorry, guys. A silly mistake from my side. I was not unmuted. Yeah. So, hello everyone. Happy New Year. I think now I will be audible. Yeah, I get all of you. I was not unmuted. So, hello again. Hello everyone. So, can you just tell me, all of you guys, where are you from? Where are you guys joining from? Like from, someone mentioned that someone is joining from Punjab. So, can just quickly tell me where are you joining from? Because we had like a lot of students from southern India and northern India. Yes, I'm audible. Thank you, Bangalore. So Ankit is joining me from Bangalore, Maharashtra, Pune. Wow, someone just nailed nice. I got it. India, Delhi. Wow, with fire emojis. I got you, brother. Delhi vibes. Bangalore, Maharashtra, Pune. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Let's Upgrade. So now I'm not your trainer or teacher. Our trainer is Sanjay sir, who is a lot experienced web developer, or you can say a real developer who is currently working in the industry and a co-founder of a startup. So he'll introduce him as well. But first of all, we just need to like show you that how you can mark your attendance, how to submit your assignments, and basically how to get your certificate on the day 5. Hariya, okay, nice. So I think my screen is visible. Yeah, my screen is visible, so you can see like you are seeing this video on YouTube. So you just have to go to this description. So someone was asking for my qualification. No, bro, I'm not that qualified to train students. Our teacher is Sanjay sir, who is like who have a vast experience in web development, and I believe that I don't only believe, I know that he can teach you very well like HTML, CSS. After this session on day 5 as well, we are going to clone Apple's website. So stay here, stay, watch all 5 days. I'm sure that you'll learn a lot of things here from animation, Flexbox, and you're going to learn a lot. Okay, so as you can see, here is our description, and you can see a link here to enroll, like for registration, attendance, assignments, allowance, and certificate. Now you can just click on this link, and you'll land up on this page. Just give my internet to, yeah, load. So this is our one link, or you can say one page. So I just need to refresh. So like some of you guys might not be enrolled in this program, you just have to click on enroll me, and you'll get the full page here. Okay, now here you can see a day 1 introduction to HTML in our HTML essentials bootcamp. You just have to click on this mark attendance button to mark your attendance. Now you just have to make sure to mark your attendance daily. As you can see, we have a 5 days of 5 days of bootcamp. So on day 5, we'll clone Apple's website, not the backend part. Obviously, we are just going to like create the home page or the front page, you can say. So after marking your attendance, you can see this toggle while marking your attendance. Now you just have to rate this session from 1 to 0 to 10. Now I again believe, and I know Sanjay sir will teach awesome, like awesomely, and will get you like everything in HTML and CSS also. So you can just mark, I'm just going to mark 10 because I believe in Sanjay sir. And if you're like interested in our 6 months full stack program, we have two programs in full stack. One is data science and the second one is web development. Now any of you are from SY or TY or last year students, so and you're planning to have a full stack program, Let's Upgrade is providing like one of the major major used two programs. One is data science and web dev. So if you are planning to have a data science or web dev program, you can just click on here yes, and some of we will approach you from our side. Currently we are having a discount. I'll like reveal that discount in like next part. So here you can see, if you think that we need to improve on something like syllabus or and doubt solving topics, anything, you just click on this and you have to submit. I'll not take like lot of time. I'll just explain you quickly what is this and how it works. So you can see here my progress is 20%. Now as our programs go on, you can see all the attendance, like mark and mark attendance button here on day 2, day 3, day 4 and day 5 respectively. You just have to mark your attendance, like we have assignments on day 3, day 4 and day 5. You just have to complete that assignment to get a certificate. Now why this certificate is valuable to, because it will add like a lot of value in your portfolio, because we are tying up with GDG, which is Google's developer group, Mumbai, and again ITM and NSDC. So this certificate is valid and you can absolutely add this in your resume or in your LinkedIn account. Okay, so just make sure to mark your attendance and fill this like 50% or get 50% or more progress. You'll get that certificate after day 5. So make sure, like, remember that if you want certificate, you have to like mark attendance for all the 5 days and make sure like attend these classes. Okay, uh, I think I'm clear, right? Can you just tell me if I'm clear or not? Yes, you'll get the certificate after day 5. I think I'm clear. Okay, so we'll go ahead and I'll just show you one very big and instant interesting. I was not supposed to share this today, or you can say at the start of the session, but like again, as I said, now we have two full stack programs. One is data science, one is web dev. Like any of your friend or you're interested in enrolling our program, we have a huge 7,000 rupees of discount right now. So our courses are very like affordable right now. You can say a lot of competitors or a lot of edtech companies are offering courses for web dev and data science for 1 lakh, 2 lakh. Sanjay sir will tell you his experience from edtech, where he got his web dev certificates and web dev courses. So we have right now a price of 36,600, but after the 7,000 rupees of discount, we'll get it as low as 29,600. So like there is a new year, so you can say just this is your new year resolution. Just try to be a web developer or data scientist in next 6 months. Just remember, this is easy. We are going to help you like from 100%. We are going to help you from one-on-one mentoring and all the sessions being live in a close cohort with a trainer connecting with you like personally and solving your all doubts. And from like we have 150 companies to place you, so you don't have to worry about placements and all. And again, 7,000 rupees of discount. So you can see here, refer 20 is the code, coupon code for that 7,000 rupees of discount. Now I'm done on my side. I'll introduce you to our trainer for today, which is Sanjay sir. Hello, Sanjay sir.
Yeah, yeah. Hello. I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible. So, hi, Sanjay
Okay,
sir.
so
Introduce you to yourself to our
yeah, sure.
students.
Okay, so my name is Sanjay Kumar, and I am a full stack developer. And you have to stick with this bad video quality for 2 days because I lost my laptop on the New Year Eve because of an accident. Obviously, that was because of a party. I actually dropped water on my keyboard tag, and it's not working. So I'm just using a backup laptop for today's stream. So just you have to stick with this for I think 1 to 2 days, and after that I'm just going to get back my laptop. Yeah,
So, I'll just
and
tell students to don't ask Sanjay sir how we dropped the water. Just ignore that. Just don't ask
uh,
how we did that. So it was a
just don't ask
31st
the
night.
reason.
So again, my next question for Sanjay sir is what we are going to learn in these like 5 days of boot camp.
Okay, so in these 5 days, we are going to learn about HTML CSS basics. So how you can start with the web development. So HTML
Right.
CSS is actually the first step you have to take if you want to become a web developer or as such a full stack developer and such. So it doesn't matter if you want to start your journey in the this field, even if in software engineering as well. It's a very good course to take because once you're done with HTML CSS, you can start with your next step, which is JavaScript, and you can very easily land a job after 5 to 6 months of proper training. And like
Right.
luckily we all provide the training for you guys, so it's gonna be like a great way to start your journey. That's it. So in this session we are
Okay,
going to
sir.
learn how we can use HTML and CSS. That's it.
Nice. So I'll leave you all guys with Sanjay sir. I hope everyone is having like a great session and learn a lot of things in these 5 days. And just make sure to attend these all days with like proper notes or ID in the other side. And just make sure to practice HTML CSS. It's very easy. To be honest, guys, I'm not a developer. Still, I know HTML CSS and a bit of JavaScript. So I can say it is easy. You just have to attend all these 5 days with your focus and just try to like practice everything. Okay, Sanjay sir, bye 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 from
Yeah.
my side. Just make sure to mark your attendance and you can see the link in the description. Bye.
Okay, so let me just share my screen real quick so we can continue with it. In a minute, you will get to see my screen. So just give me a second here. Yeah. So just tell me if you can see my screen or not. So go to the login page, and yeah, you have to stick with this bad video quality. And it's not actually my original laptop, so that's the reason. Yeah, so that's great. So for this session, we are just going to have the introduction to the HTML and CSS, like how HTML CSS works, why we use it, and all the basic stuff related to web development. So the very first thing that comes in our mind, like what is this HTML and CSS after all? So what is HTML and CSS? So if you know, if you have little bit of idea, it's a way to create a website. So if you want to create a website, any website like YouTube, from YouTube to Google, any website if you want to create, the very first step that you are going to take is to create a HTML and CSS website, right? So in this upcoming sessions, we are going to use learn how we can use the HTML and CSS in that matter. So why HTML and what is this HTML actually is, and how we are going to use it. So the very first thing is we are just going to create a file. So we just need to create a file, and that file should end up with .html. Yeah, and this is a very special kind of file because your browser can understand this file. Yeah, now I know it sounds a little tricky, but it is super easy. A browser is a software that can help you to browse the internet, like Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer. It used to be a browser. So these kind of softwares are called as browser, right? And what is the next thing? These browsers can understand HTML files. So if you're going to create a HTML file, they can understand and they can read what you have written inside of it, and with using a very special language, and the language name is again hypertext markup language. With this language, actually it's not a language, but by using this language you can design your website. You can basically give a structure to your website. So let's just create our first website. Enough of talking. It's very easy. Again, it's very easy. Just create any folder. So I have created this folder, new folder here, and inside this I'm going to create a new file, new and a file here, like this. Just open this file, write whatever you want to write here. Let's say hello, it's my website, and save it. And when you're going to save it, choose the option save as. From here, save as, choose the location, and give it any name you like. And the file name should end with .html. So .html. That's it. And now save it. Now you can see, so this is the file that we have created just now, and the icon for this file is already changed. It's a Chrome icon now. And if I'm going to open this file, you can see that like you have created your first website. Technically it's a website, and that's it. So this is how easy it is. But obviously we need to make this little pretty. because right now we just have some text here, hello, it's my website, and obviously it doesn't look that great. So we are what we are going to do, we are actually going to use HTML and CSS to make this website look pretty, because at our end goal is to make something beautiful and something useful. Obviously this is not useful, and to make this useful we have to use HTML. So inside HTML we have some things, some tags and some kind of code that we can use to make this thing look little pretty, right? And by the way, to write this HTML file, to create these kind of file, you have to use a code editor. So what is a code editor? Code editor is just like a text editor. So this notepad. So notepad is a text editor. It can help us to write and basically type something in text and all. So if you want to create some text file and it's great, you can use notepad. But if you want to write some code, we have some special softwares and we call them code editors. And you can use these code editors to write some code. So at the end of the day, code editor are same as a text editor. So it's you can take it as notepad on with some superpowers. So a notepad with some superpowers is actually your code editor. And there are so many code editors. You can Google it as well. Some popular code editors like this. And you can get a list of code editors. We have Sublime Text, Vim, Atom, Brackets, Notepad++, and so many. But the code editor that we are going to use is called as VS Code. So just Google VS Code and you will get the first link. So just click on this download button and it will take you to a page from where you can download this for your machine. Now I am going to download it for the Windows and just install it. Just install this thing now for Windows. If you're using Apple, you can just go install this for Mac. If you're on Linux, you can just go with the Linux. Right now this laptop is a Windows, so you can download it for Windows. Installation part is very simple, very straightforward. Just some bunch of next, and that's it. And once you're going to install it, and just open your VS Code, and this is how your VS Code is actually going to look like. So let me just close everything so that you can see. So this is our VS Code. So it's just a code editor. You can create files, you can modify files, you can write some code here. It comes with many tools that is going to help us to write our code. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is to open the folder inside my VS Code. The folder, so I'm going to open this folder. So this HTML folder, because I want to write all of my code inside this folder. It's a very good practice to keep your folders very organized, and especially your code. So let's just open here, open folder, choose the folder. So here we have a folder, HTML, and open this. And now you can see our folder is opened here. HTML day one. See, as you can see here, HTML day one. Inside this, we have our file website.html, and it is a text inside of this file. So we have our file here, and now I have some text here. Let me just change something. Let's say, let's put some emojis here. Hey, I am the website. Let me just write something here. Website, and save it. Ignore the spelling mistakes because it's too hard for me to write it here. And just open the things. So let us go over here. This is the file, just open it. See, I'm getting, hey, I'm a website. That's it, right? VS Code is the best. Yeah, VS Code is the very best. Text my content page, text my text. Yeah, I have some experience. That's great. Hyper means transfer one page to another. Yes, visible. Yes, visible. Okay, we are just starting with the basics. So today we are just going to have the introduction and the basics of the HTML and for in general the websites and all. Now for the next step, let me just bring these two things side by side so that we can see the changes like right away. So I'm just going to bring it here and this thing here. Yep. And like let me just make any change, and if I refresh here, so I have this. So now, instead of writing directly these text which doesn't actually make any sense, what we can do, We are going to use something called as HTML tags. So what is these HTML tags, by the way? So HTML file contains actually two things, only two things. HTML files have something called as tags, and every tag have some special superpowers. So every tag is kind of a thing which can give some superpowers to its content. So HTML consists of tag and some content. Content actually can be text content or image. Mostly it's going to be text or an image. So HTML just have two things, tag and a content. By combining these two things, you can get a HTML element. So let's just create our first HTML elements. It's easy than to do than to say now. So let me just use our tag here. So there are so many tags in the HTML. Every tag has some special powers. So the very first tag I'm going to use is called as H1. It stands for heading 1. So this is a tag here. And we don't write tags like this. You have to wrap your tag inside arrow brackets like this. Like this. Just create some arrow brackets, and inside this you can write your tag. And some of the tags have the opening part and the closing part as well. So this is the tag's closing part. So right now I'm using the tag h1. So this is how we write the tags. We have so many tags. This is one of the tag. And in between of them, in between the opening and the closing of the tag, so it's very simple to see which one is opening and which one is closing. In the closing, you're just going to have a backslash here. Inside this, you can put your content. Let's me just write here. Let's say hello and give it a save. Now if I'm going to refresh it, see I'm getting hello here. And one thing you can notice this text is little bit bigger and thicker, right? So this is the superpower for this h1 tag. Like we have one more tag which is called as h2 tag, and it is again going to have a opening and the closing part. Inside this, let me just write hello once again. If I'm going to save it, see, so again I'm getting the same stuff, but it is little smaller. So by this, we can understand every tag is going to give some kind of styling or some sort of what you say beautification to its content. And this tag with its content is called as a element. So this whole thing is a HTML element. A tag with its content is called as a element here. So this is what we have. So here we have a HTML element, a tag with the element content inside of it. And before moving to the next topic, so we have so many of tags. We're going to make use of them. All the tags are very, very, very easy. You don't have to memorize any one of them. They are super easy to understand. They are super easy to use. So like we have a paragraph tag, which starts with P here. I don't want to bore you people with this tags and all. So I'm just going to cover some of the tags. Like it's a paragraph tag. Hello, I am a paragrapher. Let me just save it. Disable globally. No. I'm gonna save it. See, I'm getting a paragraph. Then if you want to create a list, we have li tag here. So if you want to create a list, you can use this one. So let's say apple, uh, mango, and something like this. So you can create a list here like this. So there are so many of tags and you can use them. Yeah, let's move to the next part, which says not all the tags are going to have a closing part. Like we have some tags which does not have the closing part. If I'm going to save it, this h1 have the closing part, right? Let me just use one of them, which is hr. So this is hr, and if I'm going to save it and refresh here, I'm getting a line here. So in my result, I'm getting a line here. So if you want to get a line, you can use this tag. But notice one thing inside with this hr, that you don't have a closing part. Can you guess the reason? Just guess the reason why the hr does not have any closing part. Just take a wild guess. Just take a wild guess. Br Acharya. I belong to Akola. Tag and string, you can call it like this. Ordered list. Yeah, we are going to create the all sort of list. Today we are just having the introduction and all the basic stuff. Let me tell you the reason why this HR tag does not have any closing part, because this does not even have any content, right? Like it just HR and that's it. But if you notice here, for this H1 we have some content inside of it, and that's why we need to have some closing part. Otherwise if I don't provide this any closing part now, so if I, let's say, hello and world like this, and if I create a paragraph tag here like this, and if I, let's say, I am a para, if I give it a save and a refresh here, you can see everything is bigger and thicker. Everything is big and thick. And the reason is because this H1 does not even know from like when it should end, because we forgot to put the closing part. So it is making this hello like big, this world, and this paragraph tag as well. So that is the reason. So that is why you always have to put a closing tag here. So all the HTML tags which have the content inside of it. So see, and right now I'm putting the closing here. Now if I save it and I refresh here, now it's working properly. Now we are just getting the hello bigger, and rest of the things are just simple text here, right? In the case of HR does not have any content inside of it, so that side does not require any closing part. Similarly, we have one more tag which is called as BR tag. If you want to give a line break, so here as you can see, I'm getting I am a para. I am, and if you want to get a line break here, like if you want to start the para, this letter para from a new line, just use this BR in front of it. And if I'm going to give it a save like this, you can see here after the A, I am a, and we are having a line break. Okay, so that this is the use case of BR tag. And with this, you can also notice one thing. It's not like that you can only have text content inside of any HTML tag. Inside a tag, you can also have some another tag. Let me just create, let's say, H5. So it's one of the heading tag. Inside this heading tag, it's not necessary that you always put some text here like this. You can also put some more tags inside of it. Like, let me just put a paragraph inside of it. Paragraph, let's say, hello. Okay, let's say instead of paragraph, now let's use li, list item. And if I'm going to give a save, you can see now this tag, this content hello is having the superpower from li as well as from the h5. So any content which have multiple tags outside of it is going to get the superpowers from each and every tag, right? So this is like, now to be honest, we have already completed 50%, 60% of HTML. HTML is very, very easy to work with. In HTML, we just have some few concepts which are little difficult to understand. And after that, HTML, it's like kind of a child's play. The difficult stuff is actually CSS. So we are actually going to start CSS in a minute. So I'm going to give you some examples of CSS. And from tomorrow, we will have the complete CSS things. But before that, let's cover all the basics for these HTML. And I hope till now you're not having any doubts and all. So let me recap everything. In a HTML file, you can have something called as tag, and there are so many tags here. So I'm just going to show the list to you as well. Inside a tag, you can have some text content like this. And this whole thing we call as a HTML element. You can have so many HTML elements inside a single HTML file like this. And every tag is going to give some superpowers to the text content inside of it. Like, right? So any doubts till now? I hope you don't have any doubts, because we were just doing the basic stuffs. I'm from Telangana. To complete the whole HTML CSS, it's going to take, like, it's possible to complete HTML, but there's no way to complete the CSS, because CSS is like a complete journey. You have to follow it. Yeah, no data. So you got this one. No doubt. That's great. Now let's move to the next part. Some of the text can have something called as attributes. So what are these attributes? So for that, let me just use a tag called as anchor tag. This anchor tag. And inside this, I'm just going to write, let's say Google. Let me just save it. I'm getting a Google tag here, Google text written on my screen. Now, what is the purpose of this A or anchor tag? So this is used to create some hyperlinking. What is this hyperlinking? Have you seen some kind of links on a website? So if you click on that link, it will take you to a different website. I'm pretty sure that you have seen this. So if I open Taj Mahal Wikipedia, if you open the Taj Mahal Wikipedia, you can find these kind of links. So if I click on this particular thing here, so it is a link. Let's just click on whatever this is. Like don't. If I'm going to click on this, it is going to take me to a different page, right? And this is what we call as a hyperlinking. You're linking two different website, and if you want to create such kind of links, in that case we have to use this anchor tag. And but this anchor tag is not working at all. Like I am clicking on this Google, but it is not taking me to the Google. So what is missing here? The only one thing is missing here, which is attribute. So what are these attributes? So attributes are some extra stuff, some extra data or some extra information that you provide to a HTML element, which tells how this HTML element is going to behave. So inside this anchor tag, I just need to provide some attributes. By using these attributes, this anchor tag can understand how it should behave. And there are some fixed attributes. So it's not like that you can provide anything. There are some fixed attributes that you can provide. And we provide the attribute in the closing part, in the opening part of any HTML element. So if for this element, this is the opening tag, right? So here I'm going to provide a very special attribute href. This is how we provide attribute. And inside this href, you can mention any website. So let me just provide http and www.google.com. And if I'm going to save it, and let's just give it a refresh here. See, now this actually changed a little bit. And if I'm going to click on this, it will take me to the Google. See, if I'm going to click on this, it is taking me to the Google. Why and how? Because for this anchor tag, I provided this href attribute. The full form of this href is hypertext reference, but it doesn't matter. Like, you just need to know it's href. And inside this, you are providing a value. So every attribute is going to have a name and a value, right? And this href attribute is especially for the anchor tag. If I try to do the same thing with a heading tag like this, h1 here, let's say hello, I am a heading like this. And if I try to provide it, if I try to give it href attribute and a refresh here, it's not going to work. It is not going to work at all, because this href attribute is especially for this anchor tag. Actually, many more HTML elements or text uses this attribute, but there are three types of attribute. There are three types of attribute. The first type of attributes are very general attribute. So these attributes, you can give them to any HTML tag. It doesn't like you can, like one of the example is ID. So there's a tag called as ID, and you can give ID attribute to any element. And we are going to use this ID attribute later. But for now, you can just know that there's an attribute with the name ID. And there are some attributes that are specifically for some elements, like this href. You can only use this with anchor. And there's one more element from by which you can use this, which is link. But for now, you can just know about this. And there is third type of attributes, custom attributes. And that we are going to learn later in the session. But for now, you can just know that there are multiple type of attributes. So this anchor have this href attribute here, right? And an element, HTML element can have more than one attribute. So for this anchor tag, you have one more attribute which says target. And inside this, you can provide some fixed values. So for this attribute, you can just provide some fixed values. So there are some fixed values which is blank, parent, let me just, parent, self, top. So these are the fixed values. Notice one thing. For the href attribute, you could have provided any HTML link, it would have worked. But for the target attribute, you can just provide some fixed values. And what is the reason I am providing this target here? So if you provide target attribute with the value blank, now see what is the difference we are going to get here. If I'm going to click on this Google, let me just save it and give it a refresh first. See, it is opening the Google in a different tab now. See, now it is opening a different tab for me. So now this is the new thing which got added to my anchor tag because of this target attribute. Now, let me just show you a website from where you can see all the HTML tags and all their off attributes. So there is a very popular website with the name W3 Schools. Just open this website and click on this HTML tags here. Just click on the very first link. And inside this website, you are going to get the complete list of tags that are available inside HTML. Because we are not going to cover all of these tags, it's going to be a very stupid thing to cover each and every tag because they are super easy to understand and super easy to work with. So let's just see any one of them. So let's see this anchor tag. So it's the very first tag. Just click here. They are going to give a quick definition for you, a very quick example. So there's an example that how you can use it, a definition, and if you want to know what are the attributes that you can provide to this anchor tag, just go down and you can see, so these are the attributes that you could have provided to this anchor tag. Like we have this href here, what kind of value you need to pass, a URL and a quick description. And you can also find the target here. So see, you can also see the target, what are the values that you can provide, and a quick description, right? And also it can have the global attributes. What are the global attributes? Global attributes are attributes that you can give to any tag. They don't matter. Like you can give them to any of the elements. Let me just see. Let's say heading here. So it was the, let's just go with the paragraph. Paragraph p tag, a quick definition, a quick example, and what are the attributes it accepts. So there are no special attributes for the paragraph. There are only global attributes. So paragraph does not have any like fancy attributes, right? So from this website, you can see some of the text. And today I want you to just go through this website just once. And don't worry, we are going to cover most of the text from this website. Most of the text that we are going to use in our project. Like at the end of the session, we are going to create a UI clone for the Apple website. So we're going to cover all the basic and some of the important text as well. So don't worry about that, right? And so far, any doubts? Screen not clear. Just I think you can increase the video quality from here and it will change it. And let me just go through this. Okay, your phone 30 no doubt. Yeah, CSS can take lifelong time. CSS is never ending journey. Sir, can this video be downloaded? Yeah, you can download this video. You will get a what say, this video will be available to you after the session ends. Sir, video is not clear. Just give me a second. I hope sir attendance not working. Don't worry, you will get so much of time to mark the attendance. You can mark the attendance like after the session or tomorrow. We'll see the issue, and I'm just going to get the issue. Okay, now let's just add before ending the session. Let's just create a HTML file professionally. So right now we were just writing some tags and all. Uh, okay, so I think my screen is clear, so it's not the reason. After some time, like I'll get my laptop back, so you don't have to basically stick. Please use Zoom. So yeah, I'm just going to zoom a little bit. Okay, so now it's time to create a proper HTML file. So right now we were just experimenting with these HTML tags and all. So now this time we are first thing we are going to do, we are going to create a proper HTML file, and we are also going to use something called as VS Code extensions. Extensions. It's a kind of tongue twister. So let me just bring it here. And yeah, one thing you can notice that every time I make any change inside my HTML file, I have to give it a refresh here. Then only I see then only I see the updated code, right? So we are going to fix this. So if I'm going to write hello here, I have to refresh, then I get the text here. So we are going to fix this in a minute. But before that, let's just create a proper file, HTML file professionally, like how we do it. So the very first tag that you have to use is called as HTML tag. And why? So this tag is going to define that, hey browser, because at the end of the day our goal is to talk with the browser like Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Brave, any browser. Like, so browser is a software which can understand these files. So it's better to write a proper file so that these browsers can understand your file very easily. And if your file is very easily readable, your website will be faster. So the very first tag that we use is HTML tag. Inside this, we are going to write our whole website. Then inside this, we use a tag called as title. Title. And inside the title tag, you can write any text here. So let me just write, just say hello, like this. And where you can see the difference is in the tab name. So if I refresh here, see, I'm getting the hello here. Hello here. So this title tag is very, very special. So whatever you're going to write inside of this title tag, like let me just write day one. And if I give it a save and a refresh here, see, I'm getting day one here. You will see that as the title of your website. Then the second tag that we generally use is the head and the body. So the next tag that we use is called the head and the body, like this. Now, what is this head and body tag is actually going to do? So, the thing is, any kind of information about my website, any kind of information about the website, I'm going to put that thing inside my head tag. So this title is a information about my website. Like, what is the title of my website? So just put this thing inside of your head tag. So I'm just going to copy and paste it here. Just save it. Just give it some spacing like this. Why? Like, what is the reason like I'm putting this title inside the head? Because when your browser is going to read your HTML file, so when browser is going to read my HTML file, it is going to read whatever inside the head tag first. So first we want our browser to have the knowledge of our website. Like, we are also going to put some extra things inside this head tag. But for now, let's just end it with the title. Later, we're going to add more details about our website. Like, what is the zoom level of my website? What is the width of my website? Something like that. And every detail or the content that you actually want to see your make visible on the screen, write everything inside this body tag here. So this is your body. So inside this we actually write the thing that we see on a screen. So let me just write proper website and give it a save, and let me just refresh it, and this time we have created a proper website, right? And now the next step. So this is how we create a website. The very first step that you have to use is to create a HTML tag. Then you have to have a head tag and then a body tag. In the head, you're just going to write the basic information about your website, like title, icon, like your fab icon, this icon. So right now we don't have any icon. We are going to have icon in a minute. Styling, any JavaScript file or anything like that. What is the zoom level? A language that you're going to use for a website, something like that. And inside the body we are going to write all the things that you actually want to make visible on the screen. And the reason is because browser is going to read your head tag first, and then it will read the body tag. Okay. And now if I change anything here, let me just put an emoji like this. If I give it a save, I have to refresh every time to see my updates. So I have to refresh it just to see the updates. And let's fix this by using VS Code. So as I told you, VS Code is a code editor and it comes with many features. So one of the features in VS Code is called as extensions, and it's again a tongue twister. You can have something called as extensions, and with using these extensions, you can add some more features to your VS Code. So in the right left part, you will see this extension tab like this one. Just click here, and in the extension search, so here you can search for the extensions. You have like thousands of extensions here. So you have thousands of extensions, and every extension is going to add some extra features to your VS Code, like theme, like font colors, like icons, sometimes some developer tools, some extra language supports, things like that. And every extension have a name. So the extension I want to install is named as live server. Then press enter. You can search the extensions, and you will see this in the very first link. Just click here and just install it. So right now I have already installed it, so that's why I'm not getting the install button, but you are going to get an install button. Just click on that install button, and once the installation will be completed, in the bottom right corner you're going to get a new button here with the text go live. So here you're going to get a text go live like this, and that's it. So you can click on this go live button to launch your website in your browser. So now you don't have to double click on the file. So remember how I basically opened this website? Yep. So I think I'm back here. So I actually accidentally closed the same browser window where I was actually working. Yeah. So let's get back to our thing here. So I just saw some of your questions. No, you cannot use VS Code in the I think in the mobile phone. You have to use VS Code in a proper laptop. You can use Linux, Mac, or Windows, and this is how you install the extension. Just go over here, just look for the extension name. So the right now I'm looking for this live server. Just click here and just install it, and you will get this go live button here, right? And the very next thing that you have to do is to, instead of opening your project by double clicking over your file, instead what you have to do this time is to use your extension. So just click on this go live, and it is going to launch this file for you. But one thing that you have to change is its name. So instead of having website.html, just make it index.html. Just change the name to index.html, otherwise it won't work. And just click on this go live. Now our extension is going to look for any file with the name index.html. It is going to look for any file with the name index.html, and it is going to launch that website in your browser. And now this time it's little different. How? If I'm going to make any change here, let's say live server, and if I'm going to save it, it will automatically refresh my website as well. So see, if I'm going to make any change here, let's suppose I will write, let's say I change the emoji to this emoji, and if I save it, see, it's automatically getting updated. So that's the thing about VS Code. VS Code have so many of the features, and we are going to explore many more features in the upcoming sessions. So this is one of the feature in the VS Code. Let me just give you a recap like what we did today. So first thing, we got introduced with the HTML. We used some of the HTML tags. We came to know about the attributes that we have in the HTML tags, how you can explore more HTML elements and the text. And don't forget to visit that website once. Just visit that website once. Try to understand these things. Try to use as many tags as you can, and come back tomorrow. In the tomorrow session, we are going to cover many more things, and also we are going to start with the CSS. Today we understood how we can write a proper HTML file by using HTML tag, head, title, and the body. And also we use live server extension to launch our website, so we don't have to refresh every time. So these are the things that we covered today. Now let me just go through some of the chats. So start from the basic, like what is HTML and what is CSS proper node, so that we can write up a node as well. Like Preetham, you can create your own nodes, right? Somebody saying my screen is not visible. Yeah, I think it is now. Okay, guys. So that's it for the today's session. In the tomorrow session, we are going to use CSS. So don't forget to join our tomorrow session, because right now, as you can see, it's not looking good. Tomorrow we are going to change the color, background color, and after some time we are also going to give it some animation and all by using CSS. We will be also covering some of the more HTML tags and some more basic stuff related to HTML, right? And before ending our session, let me just tell you about our courses that we provide right now, because we are giving a huge discount on our courses as the New Year Eve. So just visit our website and you can generate a coupon here. So PGB referral, and the refer 20. Use this coupon code to get 7,000, like not 7,000, gift from 7,000. Use this coupon code refer 20. Yeah, so I think, yeah, it's 7,000. Oh my god, so it's 7,000 off. 7,000 off on any of our courses. We provide two the courses. The first course is full stack data science. The second one is full stack web development. If you want to start your journey as a software engineer, it's a very great time. It's New Year, and this year you can change your life, and you can, if you're already working, you can basically get a raise. And if you are want to become a software engineer, it's a very great opportunity for you, because after this session we take guarantee that you are going to land a job. In both of the courses we create more than 15 projects You are going to get one-to-one mentorship, one-to-one classes every day. We are going to guide you, we are going to help you throughout the journey. We will we are going to prepare you for the interviews as well, and we are going to give chance to land our interview with our partner companies and to get a proper good job with very great package. So I hope I will see you in the tomorrow session and hopefully in our full stack programs. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye and take care.